Hi everyone, it's Keith from Home Right. And when the weather's like this, kale, collards, and lettuce are slow growers and hard to come by. So let me show you how we supplement by growing microgreens indoors. First thing you're going to need is 3 plastic takeout trays. This one here, I drill a bunch of holes in. That's going to be for water drainage. The other 2, just leave as is. A couple of rocks that we'll be using for weight, and then either cocoa coir or peat moss, which this is peat moss here. We will pre-moisten this prior to putting it into the container. And then finally, our microgreens. You can buy them in very small packages. We buy them in larger bulk. That way they're a little bit cheaper. And what we also like to do, because those microgreens are small, is we save one of these seasoning containers here. So when we go to shake it out, we'll just have those holes so all of the microgreens will spread evenly on top of our peat moss. You're going to want to moisten the soil enough that when you try to form a clump, no water's going to drip out, but also it'll easily break apart when I want it to. Take our tray with drainage holes and fill it up about a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch with the moistened soil. Then just pat it down evenly to give yourself a level surface. Now we're just going to use the solid tray and put that underneath, so that way when we're watering, any excess water will go through the drain holes and safely stay in the other tray. Microgreen seeds are really small, so one of the things that we find to help us out in getting even distribution on the soil is to put it into one of these Old Spice containers. That way when we shake it out, it'll be a lot easier for us to distribute the seeds evenly throughout. Now, in order for these seeds to have good contact with the soil, we're going to take this last tray, put it on top, and then use these 2 rocks as a weight to help out with the germination process. We store the microgreens in a dark place for the first 3 days. We'll check on it after 2 days, but they don't need light in order to germinate. It's been 48 hours. Take a quick look. We'll take the rocks off. And you can see it's starting to germinate. So now what we're going to do is put the top back on, put it back in the closet for 1 more day. It's the end of day 3, so we'll take the cover off now and put these microgreens under a grow light. We'll keep them there for probably the next 4 days and water them as needed. These are just shop lights that we use for our grow lights, but if you don't happen to have anything like this, you can put them by a sunny window or just put them under a strong light fixture in your house. It may take a little bit longer, but eventually you'll get the same results. Day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7 on the microgreens. They've grown to be about 1 inch tall. So I could, if I wanted to, harvest them, but I'm just gonna wait probably 2 or 3 more days. Day 8. It's day 9 with the microgreens, and I've gone ahead and taken them out of the container just to give you a better visual idea of the growth that they've had. As you can see down at the bottom there, you got about that 1/2 inch of the peat moss we used. Then we have a little over 1 inch, probably 1.25 inches of the stem growth. And what we can do now is go in with a pair of scissors and just cut them down low here and harvest them and use them as we need for the salad. I can continue to keep this in the tray and it'll last probably about another week, 1.5 weeks, as long as I water on occasion. And then once these are done, we'll get going and start a new batch. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions, please put them down in the comments section below, and we'll see you on the next video.